Hey, should we... What's the intro? It's okay.
Nothing.
Make it for the live show now. Hi guys, my wife's gonna deliver anytime soon, so that's why I'm not in. That's why I might not be able to make it for the live show now. Anyway, you take a video. So I'm gonna do this stupid COVID test again. Again, and then I'm supposed to accompany my wife to the labor ward. Yeah, if I do not have a COVID test, just for your information, if I do not have a COVID test done, all the doctors and nurses have to wear the stupid PPE and they will charge it onto my bill. So get this done, then I pay less. Anyway, have fun with the live show. I'm going to have a second son, so I'll catch you next time. Maybe probably with my son. Hi guys, my wife.
Yup, so his baby came out yesterday night and he was still in his uniform when he was at the hospital. So guys, it's online actually. Do congratulate Mr. Henry on becoming a father again. Let's hope there's no longer any more lockdowns because I don't think he can handle 3 kids. Alright, so today John will be joining us. So guys, let's put our hands together for Mr. John. Woo!
Hi guys, I'm John.
So John, do tell us more about yourself. How do you get into the detailing scene?
Okay, a short introduction. Basically, when I first got my own car, I started to think, maybe I should really take care of this car. So basically, just a trip to Ace Hardware, you know, get confused by all the car care products, you know. Then started watching some YouTube videos, 2 bucket methods, and how to hand polish your car, all those stuff.
You started by hand polishing.
Yeah.
How long did it took you to polish an entire car?
Damn, a whole morning just doing that.
Morning.
Yeah,
Took me
whole
2
car.
days.
Damn.
Just to hand polish a car.
Yeah, but I digress, you know. Then
How do you join us?
Yeah,
How do you came to find us?
that's the thing. Once you watch enough YouTube videos on detailing, you know, YouTube algorithm, Austrian video starts popping up, you know. And then, okay, what's this Austrian brand? You know, start watching, quite informative. Then start to get to know more about Austrian stuff. Then I made a trip to the showroom here. I met Mr. Heng. My wallet got a bit thinner, but I went back a happy man. Then I started using more and more of their products. Quite effective, quite nice. I quite like them. Then not too long ago, I saw a job opportunity that they were offering. So with the encouragement of a friend, you know who you are if you're watching.
Who's that?
A friend from Malacca, I would say.
Malacca.
Yeah, so with his encouragement, I say, what the heck, I just go for it, man.
So that's how you end up here.
Yep, that's how I am here.
So yeah, guys, John is actually our technical support in Austrian. So yeah, on and off, you will see new faces as our team are actually expanding. Side note, I want to use this opportunity to let you guys know that we are actually looking for a junior digital marketer. Yes, if you would like to join our team, feel free to send your resumes to our email. All right, quick one. All right, so John, today, how long have you have experience in polishing a car?
And I'm assuming you're saying machine polishing.
Correct.
Machine. About half a year like that, not too much. Still learning all the ways you can go about it.
What was the most difficult thing when you started polishing with a machine?
When I first started polishing with a machine, the most difficult thing I would say is like, I don't really know the whether the combination I'm using is really effective or not for the car I'm polishing.
Okay. So that is our topic today. Maybe I can showcase you the combination, the various products. We have a lot of products here and pads. We will get into that shortly. And I actually want you to actually polish the car, the soles, to remove the car soles.
Live?
On live. No edit, no cut. All right, so that's something we do. But for those who have just recently joined us, or perhaps this is your first watch, let's do a quick recap on what we actually spoke about on Live Bling last week. Right, so last week we actually spoke about 3 techniques. Well, to be precise, 4 plus passes. But a quick recap, can we bring up the slides on the techniques that we spoke about? Alright, so basically the first one is actually on your machine speed. Alright, so the higher the machine speed, the more rotation the machine gets, you get more cuts.
Okay.
So not to be confused with arm speed or hand speed. So arm speed, the faster you go, the less cut you get. Because you are not giving it enough time to spin around in that area. So the higher arm speed, faster means from point A to point B, the less cutting you have. So if you go slower, you get more cutting in that sense. Alright, so last one is actually pressure. It works very well on wool or microfiber pad. So on certain amount of pressure you apply on the paint, you get more cuts.
Okay.
So towards the end of the polishing, we mentioned you want to lighten up. Remember the curve that we spoke about. So reduce your speed, lighten your pressure as the product flashes. So that's the 3 technique that we spoke about last week. You were here. So today we are going to talk about combination. But right before combination, guys, we have very exciting announcement. Alright, so do pay attention. Number 1, guys, our annual it's not annual, we do this very often, but our giveaway will be happening next month. So we will be announcing it on our social media like Facebook, Instagram, and even newsletter. So if you have not subscribed to any of those platforms, be sure, because it would not require you to purchase any stuff and you get to win it for free. We will announce the details later on. We will announce on Facebook, Instagram, perhaps YouTube, and our newsletter. So do subscribe. Alright. So guys, for those who just joined us, again, Henry will not be with us today because his baby decided to pop up yesterday.
Congratulations.
He's a dad. Are you a dad?
No.
I'm not a dad. I'm a dad of 2 dogs lah. They are also very handful. Alright. And the third announcement, guys. There will be slight changes on the weekend detail show. So do pay attention that we are changing the name to Lai Talk Show. Lai Talk. Right. So thank you everyone for your feedback. So when we started this, we actually named it as Weekend Detail Show. But people actually found out that the Lai part is actually very attractive. So we decided to rebrand the entire talk show as Lai Talk Show. And there will be slight changes on the time schedule. So we are doing our Lai Talk Show every first week of Saturday. Guys, every first week of Saturday. And of course, it's not only me and Henry. There will be special guest appearance from time to time. So next week, we are going live again. So back to back, man, guys. And I have to work on the 1st of May. How pitiful I am. But I guess that's life.
Yeah, do stay tuned.
Right, so John, what is the most confusing thing for you when it comes to selecting products? Like when you enter the showroom and your wallet get thinner, mine too, but I use card lah, so technically I don't use cash, it doesn't get thinner. But what's the most confusing thing when you were trying to purchase for abrasive?
So basically, the first thing when I get into the showroom is like I get confused with all the products there.
Yep.
It's like there's Perfecta 20, 48, 46, and 56, and all those numbers and stuff. So like, I wonder like which is the most suitable for my own car.
That's correct. So guys, the first thing that you need to know about abrasive is that even though there might be many abrasive, technically, theoretically, and the fundamental is that certain abrasive are more, it's not more harsh, it's harsher than others. So take for example, 56 is a very coarse abrasive, but of course it's meant for leveling. We have an entire video on that. You guys can have a watch. And then there's 48, which is a compound. So compound usually have more cuts to remove deeper defects like deep swirls. All right, and then you have 46, which is actually a one-step polisher on hard paints. It is also for finishing, for hard paints. You can pair it up with any microfiber pad or polishing pad. And then that's 20. 20 is slightly, well, I wouldn't say less abrasive, but it's meant for soft paint. It's capable of cutting and finishing on paint. But essentially what you want to take away from today's topic is that some abrasive has more cut than others. So I arrange it in that orderly manner. So for example, if your car have deeper swirls, you want more cuts to make sure that you are more effective in removing swirls or defects or water spots, whatnot. And then certain times you want to polish the paint because there are after defects from the compounding. For example, holograms on rotary. You want to lower the cutting, hence you can lower it by using a pad or by switching abrasive or combination of two. Right? So far, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yep, I have an idea. Yeah.
So put everything aside. All you need to know about abrasive is that some are harsher, some has less cut. So that's how we adjust. And of course, when it comes to pad, holy cow, there are a lot of pads in the market.
Yes.
All right, you have the velvet pad, which is this one. It's meant for leveling, by the way. Very unique to Asian market. They have been using this for over 30 years actually.
30 years.
Correct.
All right.
20 plus years lah. And then you have the denim pad, which is also quite abrasive. And then you have these wool pads and microfiber pads, and well, there are way more foam pads that you can imagine in different colors.
Yeah.
So what you want to take from this, away from this, is also very similar to the abrasive.
Okay.
You want to know which one provides more cut, which one provides less cuts. So that's what you want to take away from it.
Okay.
Now, I actually prepared a slideshow, not a slideshow. I would say a quick few visuals. Right. So if you can bring up the pad combination, from there I can explain further. This won't take long, guys, but I think this is essential before we kickstart the live demo. So take for example, we'll be talking about the wool pad, the microfiber pad, polishing pad. I am categorizing it with stars. So the more star there is, there are more cuts to it, the more cuts that can be rendered out from this, right? Or you can use number as well, whichever suits you. You just need to know how much cut, estimate it.
Is it like a level of cut thing?
Correct.
Level 1, level 2?
Correct. You can even use from scale 1 to scale 10.
Ah, okay.
So it's depending. I'm using star and figures so that the audience can actually understand more. So wool has the most cuts among these 4 pads. So I'm categorizing it as 5 star.
Okay.
So and then there is microfiber pad, which is slightly lower. It's also my favorite pad. I'm categorizing it as 4 star or on a level cut of 8. Alright, these are all estimates. And then we have the foam pads. Right, this is quite soft. If you can touch on it, it's quite soft compared to the black one. Sorry, the black is softer. So you can check the density.
Definitely.
So this has slightly less cut than the microfiber. So I'm giving it a 2-star cut or cutting level of 6. Okay, again it's estimate. And then of course the black one has the most minimal cut. Therefore I'm giving it a 1 star. Now Asian Dad will not be proud of these 2 pads. Alright, because it's not 5 star.
Yeah.
So abrasive as well, if we go on to the next slide. For example, 48 has more abrasive. So I'm giving it a 5 star as well. So 46 has just a slight drop of cuts when you use on paint. So I'm giving it a 4 star or number 8 level cutting. And of course 20, it has slightly lesser abrasive. We are giving it a 3 star or number 6 cut. So how do we pair these both up together? Essentially, you can pair all 4 pads to any polish. Well, 56 is a unique one, so let's remove this because 56 is meant to level paint. These are more for paint correction. So take for example, I'm going to pair up 46 and a microfiber. So I get a cutting strength of total, that's a lot of star, I even seen star
14.
here. Cut level of 14 or total of 9 stars lah.
Okay.
So let's assume that if I use the 46 and the microfiber pad to cut the defects on a hard paint. So what I'm getting is actually, I look at it, hey, this is not enough cut.
On a hard paint.
Yes, I can't remove the defects, okay, not effectively. So what I can do is, hey, do I need to increase cut or do I need to lower my cut?
Probably increase.
Correct. So if I want to increase, I can actually switch up by switching up the wool pad. So let's switch to the next slide on the wool pad and the 46. So I'm actually getting higher cuts. So I'm getting 17, cut level 17 or 10 stars.
But like instead of the pad, how about if I want to keep using the same pad but switch up the abrasive? Like what would you recommend? That?
Switch up abrasive, then you can go something higher if you have it on your range. So
Okay.
take for example 48. Alright, and the wool pad. But if I want to lower cut, let's go to the next slide of the perfect cut 20. If I realize that, hey, I'm generating new defects on paint, right? It's getting worse. So I know I have to lower down my cutting. For example, I might use a 20 and perhaps maybe a polishing pad
Ah, okay.
or the finishing pad. So the cutting strength would actually reduce. Right? But make sure you want your pad to be clean as well. So if I say that, hey, no, this car is neglected for many years parked under the tree. Now, the last slide, I give an example of using the most abrasive cutting for paint correction. And of course, on the wool pad, I get, wow, this is how many stars? This is like 11 stars or 10 stars. I can't count.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of stars going on here now, all right? But that's how I increase and that is how I decrease. So, guys, if you have any questions about combination of polishing, feel free to ask us. We will guide you through a live demo later on. We will also showcase what is called overcut, too much cut. How do you observe that?
Okay.
All right. We will also show you what sufficient cut means it's working. Perhaps it might be requiring another pass. We covered that last week. So if you guys miss out, do watch on our talk show, the last week, the pre-recorded one. And of course, there's undercut. Undercut means that there's insufficient cut. You don't see any changes.
Any changes?
You don't see any changes on paint. So we'll observe that. And from there, you can actually adjust your combination. All right, guys. Let's take a quick look, John, if they have any questions from the audience.
Okay.
What sponsor Blackpink and have billboard on the LDP? Yes, Kenneth, let's increase our sales first.
Yeah.
Very ambitious. All right, guys, so today, let's move on to this side. I prepared a panel and of course there will be a car with John will be trying out later. If we can observe the paint here, John, can you tell me what's on the paint here?
Okay. On this panel, I see 2 sanding marks.
Correct.
Okay. Then over here, just whole lot of swirl marks.
Right. So maybe let's just focus on the swirls, and I think it would be better if we switch off the white lights as well. So, yep.
I can see much clearer.
Yep. And this is a solid black. It's not a metallic black. So solid blacks are actually, they reveal every single defects.
Yeah.
You can actually observe it easily. It's quite prominent, huh?
Yeah, lots of them. So, what are we doing with this panel today?
Yep. So first thing first, I want to show people what is the what is called undercut. So I'll probably use a combination that would not remove the swirls. I know this paint because it's our repainted paint, so it's actually very hard paint. These swirls, I will try to, well, most people will tell you that, hey, you don't want to start aggressively.
Yeah.
That is true, but I always go on the middle ground.
Middle ground.
Middle ground as in I'll use a compound 46 and probably a microfiber pad to begin for such defects. If it's a soft paint, I'll probably go with 20 and a polishing pad. So that's my go-to.
Oh, not microfiber?
Nope, because soft paint are very sensitive.
So foam would be more suitable on
Yes.
one.
So when I have a go-to polish combination,
Okay.
what I'm actually doing is I'm trying out the paint. I'm actually not removing anything and I don't hope to remove anything yet until I understand the paint. So the first thing to do is actually to understand whether it's a hard paint or a soft paint. So in Malaysia, for Peninsular Malaysia, 90% of the time, a repainted paint, painted by painters, are usually hard paint. So we can actually don't have to guess that much. We can reduce that guessing framework. We can actually just try it out, and then from there I will know, hey, this requires more cut, and then I'll start adjusting.
I see.
So a lot of videos that you see out there on YouTube, you know, they are polishing. Well, to be honest, there's always a test panel before you kickstart the polishing series.
But they never really say that the paint they're polishing is hard or soft, right? They never really say.
Some do, some don't, so it depends on the presenter.
Alright.
But for those who don't know, soft paint are basically paints that are quite sensitive. So they react a lot, very sensitively to the paint. Slight changes on the techniques that we spoke of, you will see difference even though you don't change the combination. Right? And soft paint, it's it's easy to remove swirls because, well, it's soft.
Yeah. Easier to cut. Right?
Correct. But when it comes to finishing, it's because it's sensitive, you have to adjust accordingly on the soft side. So if you use a, let's say, very soft paint, even Perfect Cut 20 on the polishing pad, might cause micro swirls or marring or DA haze.
That's a bit tough to finish, right?
Yes. So ideally, there are two parts that you can play. One is called the combination, and of course, the techniques. So today, I'm going to show you what undercut is. I'm going to polish a small section here, and then we are going to see, we're going to check the paint after I polish, what actually, what's the reaction of the paint.
Okay.
All right. So my polisher is hooked up. Can I get, oh, my polishing pads are there. Can I get a white polishing pad? Yep. I'll get this. Attached it. And I'll use a Perfect Cut 20.
So just now you say that you're trying to go for the middle ground, right?
Yep. If I don't understand the paint, I'll go for middle ground.
Alright.
So because, reason is very simple, because if you cut too much, the paint is gone. If you undercut, you can still increase.
Yeah, you're right.
The clear coat don't get diminished that quickly. So I'm going to polish here. I'm not going to tape it up, guys. I'm not a big fan of taping actually, to be honest. Right. So I'm going to increase my speed now. Right. What can you see from the paint, John?
Even before IPA?
Yep.
Even before IPA, I can see the deeper swirls are still there, but seems like it has lessened a bit.
Yep. So if we can focus the camera, let me just wipe it off so that they can see better. Right. Well, that's actually a bit of improvement.
Yeah.
Right. If you can focus on it and showcase the swirls, I'm just putting the finger there so the camera can focus on the surrounding swirls. It looks like, wow, we managed to get rid like 60% of the swirls.
Yeah, I would say 60, 50, quite a lot.
But guys, don't let this fool you. So we are going to inspect the paint with IPA. The purpose of using IPA is to remove polishing oils so that you actually get to reveal the true finish.
Finishing.
So once I wipe this with IPA, you're going to see, and I have a feeling that a lot of swirls are going to showcase back up. So we actually have not removed the swirls.
Just hit it with the oil there.
Yes. Right. You can actually see there are more swirls now.
Yeah, a bit more, I would say remove like 30-40%.
Correct. So let's just highlight. Let's wait for the camera to focus. All right. So they are actually, we can probably make 5, 6, 7, 8 passes to actually remove these swirls, but it is ineffective. So for situation like this, I will probably increase my cut.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a big step. maybe I'll do it later. I want to showcase you what is actually overcut. So this is undercut. We know this is insufficient cutting.
Yep.
I'm gonna do what here now is that I'm gonna create more defects because
Overcut.
ideally, yes, it's overcut. You are creating worse defects.
Okay,
The
so
cutting.
probably using more aggressive abrasives and pads.
Yeah, so I use a soft one. I probably want to go with, let's say, a denim pad and a 56.
Denim pad.
Or maybe 48. I have 48 here.
But if you overcut, wouldn't you like run the risk of burning through the paint?
Correct. This is why you don't want to start very aggressive. You want to start somewhere in the middle or slightly lower than the middle.
Even so, I would say like denim is quite a big jump there.
Don't worry, this is why we are not polishing, we are not doing this on the rail car, we are doing this on the bonnet.
That's so true.
So I'm using a very aggressive pad. This is actually the most aggressive pad of denim pad. It's meant for leveling. But I want to demonstrate to you guys what is called overcut. Okay, on soft paint, you don't even need to use a denim pad. Even a wrong combination of wool pad and aggressive compound would actually cause overcuts.
But I understand like denim pad is used for leveling, right, usually?
Correct.
So like, with this combination, can you like technically level the paint a bit?
Yes, if I refine it further later on. But the take that I want the audience to take away is that, hey, this is too much cut. I'm removing too much clear coat from the car.
The most aggressive method. Huh?
Yes, but it's okay if we burn this paint because we can always repaint this, and this is not living, this is not a car, this is just car bonnet. Alright, so I'm going to do it here, small section here, and then we're going to compare side by side what is called overcut. Okay, kids, don't try this at home. Okay, I'm not going to polish it all the way. I'm just creating overcut so that the audience can actually view it. So again, ideally you want to use the polish until it flashes a bit more. I can see that this is actually leveled a bit.
Wow.
Alright, so don't let this fool you. Again, whenever you polish, try to use an IPA. For Austrian products, it's actually water-based. So there's not too much oil that is very tenacious, that it's very difficult to remove. So IPA will do the job. And I'm going to wipe this out and review more swirls.
Even more, yeah, it's overcut, right?
Yep. Well, you can see the swirls here and swirls there are different. And why I say it's overcut, because look at the lights here, the yellow lights here and the layer light. This is more defined.
Which one?
The yellow lights, the round
The
lights.
reflection of the yellow light.
So this is like 360p, this is like 720p.
Wow.
If we
Yeah,
move,
you're right. The orange peel has lessened a bit,
Yep.
noticeably. And I think the swirls
They are different in
are
patterns.
also different, yes, yes.
Right. So we are, well again, 56 is,
Quite aggressive.
yes. So in detailing, there's no such thing as, hey, this one is too harsh for paint or this is too fine for paint. It's
Alright.
about how you control the cutting level and the results that you intend to obtain.
I'm guessing like most newcomers will be very afraid of the aggressive abrasive for
Yep.
fear of burning through the paint. But
Correct.
like you say, actually with some techniques and combination, you can actually lower the risk, I would say.
Yep. So you can actually see that there are a lot of new swirl marks that are very different from the places that I have not polished.
I would say
Yep.
these are longer and wider,
Correct.
and the defects here are shorter, kind of like
And you see the
zigzags.
peak. Because the DA actually
Okay, this
rotates
is what
and
they
orbit.
call the DA haze, I believe.
correct. But yeah, this is DA leveling haze.
DA
right?
leveling haze,
So
okay.
I'm actually overcutting
All right.
on this panel because I don't need that much cut to remove the swirls. Right, so it depends what sort of defects. Of course, you don't get the sanding marks on paints
Okay.
for normal everyday users. But I also want to showcase what is called sufficient cut. So we have seen undercut, which is the slight improvement, but you can't remove the deep swirls, right? You can't drive, and it's detailer's job to actually remove this. And also the overcut, whereby the paint is chopped off too much.
I would say you successfully remove the original defects, but
In the same time,
At the same time,
I'm creating too much defects that-
from the
Yep.
combination.
Correct.
Okay.
So undercut, it's always best to observe the paint whenever you are actually polishing. So always do a test spot panel and then adjust your combination accordingly. Right? So now, do we have space to correct paint?
I would
perhaps here?
say, yeah, here is fine, or here if you like.
So based on the information that I'm getting from here just now and here just now, I do roughly know what is the rough cut that I might need. Again, I might missed it on the third try, but from the but every try that you do, if you can't remove it, it's actually an information for you to absorb and to
To
analyze.
learn
like-
about the paint type.
Correct. So if you are going too little, you increase it. And then during the increment, you feel like, hey, this is too much cut. And then
Then
you
you
adjust by
lower it.
lowering, but slightly higher than the one that's insufficient in cut.
This is quite a balancing act, right? Like
Well,
I would say you need to understand the pad and abrasive quite well to adjust it to the
Correct.
exact level you want.
correct. So the first part is always about understanding the products. For example, 56 is for leveling. So it's out of question of using removing swirls, but it's to remove orange peel. So I would probably go with 48, 46 to remove swirls. So then again, you don't want to start harsh, you might try with a 46. Right? So based on these two information that I have, I probably want to try a 48 to remove the swirls, and to refine it's always going lesser cut. So from there, I look at the reaction from 48 and the wool pad, and then I'll adjust accordingly as well. Probably I'll lower my abrasive. Yeah, I'll probably lower my abrasive and maybe pads. So let's take a look. Now I polish here, but I've not polished here, so I'm going to do a small section here. So again, the three techniques comes into play.
Arm speed,
Correct.
pressure,
Correct. That's one more.
one more.
John, come. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Oh no, boss, don't fire
Machine
me.
speed.
Machine speed, all right.
Right. So quick one, The paint looks better than the other two panels
Yeah,
before,
definitely.
before checking with IPA. And did you observe that I actually switch up my techniques towards the end?
I think you move a bit faster. The arm speed.
Yep. So faster arm speed equals to less cut or more cut?
Less cut.
You are right.
So I'm guessing.
Machine speed I reduce as well, and I increase my arm speed. I believe there are some questions from the audience. Do you want to take a quick look?
Sure.
While I IPA the panel to check, I probably need another step of refining. I don't know yet until I check. I'm spraying a lot of IPA.
Okay, so Square Face Ming asks that, can I remove the polishing oil with glass cleaner or degreaser instead of IPA?
Well, you can, but also degreaser, when you polish, the paint is going to be hot. So when you introduce chemicals onto the paint, especially something like degreaser, it might be alkaline base, you are actually increasing the bioactivity of it. It might hurt your paint. So I would say stay away from the degreaser.
Degreaser, okay.
Stay away from the degreaser. It's too harsh. Glass cleaner, depending on the formulation, I think you can, because glass cleaner are basically made of very mild soap or surfactants, and also they contains alcohol. But usually a 50-50 IPA, meaning 1 part IPA and 1 part water, is way more effective for removing polishing oils.
I see. So
Because glass cleaner doesn't have the ratio of 1 to 1.
Oh. So
Yep.
I would say if like using harsh chemical may possibly stain the paint.
Yes, yes. On dark color cars, it's probably more obvious. You might see a bit of whitish effect. On light color cars like white cars, you might not be able to see it.
Might get away with
but
it.
it will happen.
So better not take the
IPA
risk.
1 to 1, it's a better choice of solution. And why you want to mix water? Because IPA actually alters the viscosity of the clear coat resin. So you don't want it to swell, or you don't want it to sink in. So mix with water, it's the safest. And don't spray directly, even though sometimes on our video we do that. It's deliberate because people challenge us. Spray on the, make sure it's not hot, okay? And make sure you spray it on the cloth. And then only you wipe it off. So I hope I have answered your question. Square face
Ming.
SpongeBob. All right. Right. So I've actually polished here. Maybe we can show the audience. It looks good to me actually. It looks good to me actually. What can you spot from here? Can you spot any micro defects? Let's go nearer. So how do we see defects? Is look at the reflection of the spotlight, right? You know, like the moon, and then you want to look at the surrounding bits of it, the
very
immediate surrounding.
close by.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can move around just to see.
I would say the original defects are gone, and you don't
Don't seem to have any micro swirls.
don't really have the de-hazing that we get from 56 and denim just now.
Yep.
Looks pretty good actually.
Looks good to me as well. So if I have the time at home, I probably, so if you get defects like that, for me, I would call it a day.
Yeah, looks good
I would
enough.
call it, pack up my polishers, spend time.
But this would be like, that means that you can actually finish this panel with just this step, one step.
Well, not all paints are possible, not all paints, but if after you IPA and, actually I missed out some polishing parts here because it's nearing the hole.
Okay.
But on here, yes, if you get this finish, and this is a solid back, you get this finish, if you are happy, stop touching it. Alright, if you want a bit more pop, maybe you can reduce a polishing pad with a less abrasive to create more pops.
One more finishing step to brighten it up, I would say.
Yep. So this is sufficient cut, guys. I remove the original defects without inflicting deeper swirls or deeper cuts.
I would say this is like 80-90%.
I think this is close to 85% of correction.
All right.
I just want to make sure that the camera gets this. Do we have other questions from the audience?
Okay.
Because I have something interesting for the audience. Whoa, 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 whoa. You guys get to decide the combination of the sanding marks.
Wow. We actually do have a question.
Yes.
Also from Squareface Ming.
This guy have a lot of questions. Ask him to come to our our detailing
Yeah.
course. Right, what's his question?
Okay, so that he asked, I've seen videos of people spraying water when they polish. Is that required?
With our polishers, no, because number one, it's already water-based. You don't, because spraying water might actually alter how the product works. Like, it's like diluting further the polish abrasive.
Diluting the chemical.
It's like hydroplaning as well. When you introduce moisture instead of oil, you get hydroplaning. The cut might be lesser, the cut might be more. But for our formulation, you don't have to spray water.
I see.
Yes, and I'm not a big fan of spraying water, especially when you are cutting aggressively, because you are shocking the paint. When it's hot, you spray water, you know, that kind of effect.
I see.
So you need a bit of heat when you cut paint, but you don't want too much heat as well.
So like, how would you, sounds like heat is quite a tricky thing to control, like too much is not good.
It's
too
like
little.
cooking.
Cooking.
It's like cooking. You want heat to cook your food, but you don't want too much heat to burn your food. Make sense?
Yes, it does make a lot of sense when you say it that way, but like, when polishing, like you don't really know how much heat you're generating, right? Like,
Correct.
how do you kind of monitor and control it in a sense?
So yesterday you asked me about, hey, should I go with foam pad or wool pad? I personally prefer the wool and the microfiber because it generates less heat compared to the foam. But there's one way, if you don't know, for the people who have money to spend on equipment, you quickly scan the temperature.
Okay.
So ideally, you don't want it to be above 70 Celsius.
70 Celsius.
Also, depending on the paint, because paints react differently as well on heat.
Ready?
But
So,
ideally, if it's too hot to touch,
then it's not good.
then it's not good.
Okay.
Yep. So to prevent heat, I'm actually quite, I feel very confident with the wool and the microfiber. It generates less heat compared to the foam. So if you're using a very dense cutting foam, that is where you want to watch out. So for people who are more experienced, you can actually start to smell the clear coat when
Smell?
correct. That's a certain solventy smell that you can smell when it gets heat up.
So that probably means you're burning up the clear coat.
It's starting to heat up, so
better.
correct.
It's a warning sign, I would say.
Correct. So if you want to know how it smells like, go burn your paint. I can't describe to you.
Paint.
I can't describe to you. It's like, you know when you buy a new car,
Yeah.
and then there's a certain smell in it, the plastic.
New car smell, kind of.
It's quite similar to that, but it's not there. But there is a certain smell that you can smell. So if you're polishing and it's too heat up already, you start to smell something, stop, and just inspect the paint.
Inspect the paint. Should I like get a wet cloth to wipe to try to cool it down? Like, oh, I'm trying to save the paint. Wipe, let it cool down.
So again, you can do that on a damp, not on a wet.
Damp cloth, yeah.
Then you can do that, or you can just polish a different panel.
Next section, let it cool
down naturally.
Okay.
Because on metal spreads heat, so it disperses heat faster compared to plastic.
Oh, like plastic bumpers and
Correct.
stuff. Okay.
Correct. So you can do that as well. Do we have any other questions before we open this up for the audience?
Okay.
You are going to decide. By the way, this is a P20 sanding grid mark. Guys, in your opinion, what polish combination should I use on this to remove? And then we'll see the effect live. Let me get a sip of water.
We have a question from Gary.
Gary,
So like he's wondering, because you mentioned just now, like our products have different level of cuts, different stars, different numbers, right? So he's wondering like, where does our Luminous series polish fit in roughly in comparison?
So Gary, first of all, the professional range here that you see are all this. This is not under Luminous. Professional range is more on paint correction series. You restore paint. So luminous series is more on maintaining your paint. So maintaining paint such as paint cleaning, you remove a bit of what we call wash markings, embedded dirts and all. That is luminous series, it's for maintenance. So whereas professional series are for seriously neglected cars. Because the average user would not need to invest a lot on a polisher machine, various pads, you know, or even polish like that. So for luminous series, you can use by hand as well. Just pour the automotive paintwork.
Yeah.
Is it automotive paintwork? No, paintwork polish. Sorry,
Paint polish,
paintwork
yeah,
polish
yeah.
on the pad and use your hand. So that's maintenance, guys.
Okay.
So yeah, it's actually different range of products. Guys, do I have anyone? What combination should we use here? You
Yeah.
guys get to decide.
Come suggest for us.
Suggest what do we like to try on this, and we will observe the overcut or the undercut. Do we have any combination suggestion from the audience? What is this BTS MACD Austrian? Yep, suggest us, guys, and then we will polish and see. So
Okay, we have the first suggestion
yes, from who?
from Mr. Siu.
Mr. Seal, 20 with blue wool. Let me get a new blue wool pad and perfect cut 20, right. Mr. Seal, what speed do you want on the machine?
Higher speed.
Higher speed, no lah, you don't use higher speed.
Well, since this is a test panel, we can just test it out.
Actually, we can, but let's see Mr.
Yeah.
Seal.
So, Mr.
Seal,
Siu,
what this Kenneth Tang 56 dynamic, we will try that as well. Microfiber pad 46, we will try that as well. No worries. So let's try out. Do we have an answer from Mr. Seal what speed he wants on the machine?
not yet. Mr. Siu, come suggest the speed.
If not, I will try out my usual.
He replied, maybe around 2 to 3.
2 to 3, let's go 3. Perfect cut 20 and micro blue wool.
So I'm guessing you'll be using, your technique will stay the same throughout these different combination, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, like arm speed, try to like maintain consistent arm speed and stuff.
Alright, let's observe it. That's my microfiber cloth. We will try out the combination. And let's do a quick check by using our IPA. Right?
Is it hot?
Not really.
Yeah.
You can't cook
A
an
bit.
egg on it yet.
So slightly warm, I'd say.
Yep. Wow, why is it so easy? Actually, you can still see sanding marks
Can
that
you?
are not removed here.
Wait. Barely. Barely. It's mixed up with the DA haze, I believe.
Yes, there are some DA cuts. So finishing, we know we can't use that.
Yeah.
The wool and 20. Right?
Okay, I suppose.
Can we capture the sanding marks? You can actually still see sanding marks.
So we can say this is undercutting.
I would say undercut because the sanding marks are not 100% removable.
Okay.
But it did improve the paint. Probably we can go another 6-7 times to actually cut away that paint. So what's the second suggestion here?
From Kenneth. 56 and denim.
56 and denim. Denim. Can we get a 56 from the store? Mr. Kenneth Tang, if I burn paint, you are paying for this. Right.
Test. Do we have enough sanding marks to test?
We can always recreate sanding marks on the test panel.
That's easy, huh? scratch up the paint.
Yeah. Check it out now.
Wow.
56 on the new bottle, guys.
It's white color, no longer transparent. Eh?
No longer transparent water. Huh? Let's splash some mayonnaise. Woo! Right. So on aggressive pad like denim or velvet, you will always want to try and spread out.
In a sense, priming the pad, right?
Prime the pad with it, so no dry pad is gonna actually abrade the paint. It's worse that way. So I'm using too much, I'm gonna remove a bit. Pew pew pew. Right. Alright, let's try it out. Mr. Kenneth Tang, what speed do you want? What is now 38? Hey, I also don't know what's now 38, man. Now sampat. Alright, we're gonna try it here. What speed does Mr. Kenneth suggest? Don't suggest 6, please. It's gonna burn the paint for real.
Kenneth, what speed? Come.
Kenneth. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry, chicken curry.
5.
Speed 5. Holy cow.
It's quite aggressive.
This guy, you better don't polish car, Kenneth. This is not the way.
Yeah.
Speed 5! Trying to smell whether there's the clear coat smell so that we can experience it. So far, no.
At least it's not smoking. Oh, it's quite warm to the touch.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth Tang chose speed 5.
Aggressive.
Right, so holy moly. The nim pad actually removed the sanding marks. Let's focus the sanding mark. I left a spot here for sanding marks. And then you can actually see there are more swirls as well. So we just hang over here so that they can see. The circles one are what we call the polishing from the machine. The straight one is from the sanding marks. So it did remove, but I probably won't go so aggressive. Well, it's okay. So I would say this is sufficient cut, but also in a way a little bit overkill. Probably we can try out a 46 on a velvet in that sense, not to go too aggressively. But the third suggestion, I remember seeing a microfiber pad and
let me check.
Microfiber pad and 46 from Justin.
Okay. What speed do you want, Justin?
Right, so we are going to try microfiber pad and 46. So guys, if you have any questions on polishing combination, feel free to ask us. Do we still have sanding marks here or not? Actually here still got. I'm going to polish here. 46.
Justin, come suggest us the speed that we are going to use to polish out the sanding marks.
So a lot of people might wonder if we need to prime a microfiber pad, yes or no. If it's a new pad, I'll probably prime it, means give it a coverage and extra dots. But this is a used pad, it's actually conditioned, so I would not prime it. But on the first use, I'll just give it extra dots or squeeze. Is there any reply from Mr. Justin Tang?
Okay, he just replied, start with 1, then move to 3.
3, yeah? So 3 is the maximum speed. Let's go. Speed 1. Actually, Justin, I can just set it to speed 3. You know why? Because it's a progressive trigger. So if I click on this, it's actually on partial speed.
So not fully depressed, right?
Correct, not fully depressed. So I'll just use that and then I'll
Just
depress it fully afterwards. So this is speed 3. So without wiping with IPA or even buffing it off, I can immediately see there are still sanding marks there.
yeah, paint sanding marks.
Let's try to focus by putting my finger the paint.
Cannot.
Okay, so this is without wiping IPA. I can immediately see that.
There are still some sanding marks.
Yes.
Okay, I'm guessing IPA will reveal a tad bit more.
Where did I polish again?
It's
Yeah,
around
my finger
here.
marks is here, so I'll just wipe the entire panel here. Right, yeah, it's more obvious now.
Yeah.
So 46 and microfiber is actually an undercut to remove these defects. So we can step up, guys.
Okay.
But guys, this is meant to showcase you guys what is undercut, what is overcut and stuff. So we have another panel there. We can showcase them the defects on the privé. Hello, good morning, handsome. Hi, good morning. Woohoo, he's calling me handsome. Can hand polish 2000 RPM to remove the sanding marks? Let's try. Let's try.
Hand
2000 RPM. I can do 2 RPM lah.
2 RPM.
Someone starts the timer. Challenge
2000
accepted.
RPM.
Guys, witness history. Whoa!
Guys, don't try this at home.
That's a silly suggestion, Kenneth Tang. Don't do that.
Yeah. Hey, where's the cloth?
You can't see it on the camera because it was 2000 RPM. What's the frame rate of the camera? It's too fast, that's why you didn't catch it. Okay guys, let's move on to the actual defects on car. This is one car that we do not want to burn paint on because honestly, I can't afford to repaint the car.
Yeah. Although this is company car, we still need to take care of it.
Alright guys, look at this holograms who drive this car out on a daily basis. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Full of sorrows, man.
You can't pick up girls on this car, man.
Yeah.
This is worse. This is worse. This is horrible. Right, so John, I want you to try out based on what we actually mentioned.
Okay.
So remember the techniques and the combination. What would you try on? Do explain to us how will you try this paint to see the reaction and what sort of combination will you use?
I would either go with the middle combination or the least aggressive method, either one. Then depending on whether they can remove the defects or not, I'll bump it up.
Or reduce it?
Yep.
So, okay, let's do it. Let's see you, let's see how well my teaching is.
Yeah,
what will you use?
I would,
You need a fresh pad, I'll get it for you.
and let's try yellow polishing foam with
It's actually white, it turned yellow.
white. Okay, with PC20.
Okay, well, okay, it's up to you.
So I would say not so aggressive method first.
Okay, but we want to see how the paint reacts. So
Yes.
it doesn't matter you don't get it on the first try lah. It doesn't matter if you don't get it on the first try, second try or third try. I think it's a learning process.
Yep. So I'm gonna pause this panel.
Okay. So yeah, good. Let's go.
I'll
Speed.
probably go to speed 3.
Let's go, man.
Okay.
What are you seeing on the paint?
I remove, like, I would say there's still some defects,
Yep.
but I guess we need to IPA to really see.
Yes, that's right. So I know of someone who used to went overseas to, you know, all the auto road shows. Let's IPA this while we talk. And then this guy, they were doing demo, and once demo was done, this guy whipped out the IPA from his pocket and the microfiber towel and wiped it down.
So it's just like going around spraying IPA on cars and wiping it?
On panels lah.
Wow.
It was a demo, but he didn't did it in front of the person who demo lah.
You'll probably get whacked.
It actually, I think we need to lower the camera at this angle to actually see the swirls here. So sometimes it's actually difficult to capture swirls through camera. Actually, it's very difficult. So can we see that?
I was still...
This angle you can actually see a lot. The
Yeah.
part where you polish, which is less whitish. This entire panel, guys.
So seems like remove some light defects, but the deeper ones are still there.
Right? So at this straight angle, you can't actually see that much because you want the light to reflect this area. So, John, is this undercut or overcut or sufficient cut?
For
you?
the original defects, I would say it's undercut.
Right, so from the combination, are you going to step up or what are you going to do with it?
I'm definitely going to step up. Let's try PC20 with a more aggressive pad. I'll just bump it up to scratch that. I'll just try 46 with a microfiber.
Yeah, it's up to you. I think, yeah, it's a good bump up.
Yeah, just go for something a bit more aggressive.
Let's try on another panel before we hit back this one. Because we want to see, we can show comparison as well. Actually, who did scratch on this car? You better finish polishing this up, man. Whoever scratched this car.
Yeah,
If the boss comes back, I tell you, no bonus next year.
I hope the boss don't watch Instagram story a few days ago.
I hope not.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try
Are you
out
going to increase your speed?
speed 4. Let's go for it.
Alright.
Okay, this panel. Speed 4, here I come.
Ah, you are lowering your speed.
Yeah, learning from an expert. Okay.
Right, so I just checked the comments and the questions. Quickly before we check on the panel. So Justin has a question. What is the throw of the DA you guys are using? It's actually a 15mm throw. It's our Hurricane 2.0. You can search it up on our website. Square face Bling, does PPI or foam matters? Yes, it matters. Pores per inch. Of course, it determines the density of the foam. Take for example, my PPI is way smaller. So on naked eyes, my face looks very good. On Henry's face, the PPI is a bit different. So he's less handsome than me.
Okay, let's
Actually,
see.
this looks good.
Yeah, it does.
This looks good. Let's go at the same angle again for the camera. This part actually looks good. So when you polish, do you think this is a hard paint or a soft paint? What kind of paint do you think this is?
I would feel this paint is softer than the test panel. Because
Like one step can do finish everything. This is awesome.
wait, but at least there's no DA haze.
There's no DAs, there's no micro swirls. You seldom get holograms on DA. And it actually looks good. I think this is ready for coating.
Still can one step this paint.
Yeah, I think that step. So if we compare that one, you can actually still see the original swirls. Well, this one, I think this is sufficient cut.
Yeah, looks
I
like
think
it.
46 microfiber, it's a very good combination that you actually try out.
Yeah, I also maybe it made a difference that I tried out your technique on performing finishing near the end of the polishing cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lowering the speed and moving faster with the arm to try to finish it better. So I guess that helped also.
Yep. So someone did ask us about 38. 38 is our new product that will be upcoming. It's somewhere between 48 and 20, somewhere in that cost.
That is quite a wide range actually.
Yeah. Then again, you can always adjust according to the pads.
The pads, yeah, you're right.
So 38, I like to use it for finishing. It will be launched soon, especially on those finicky, difficult paints.
Softer paints.
Soft or flexible, those solid black glassric paint. I think 38 is the answer.
Can't wait to try it out.
I've tried out. You have not?
How come I didn't get to try?
You have to ask your superior.
Boss, let me try 38. I want to try it.
So I like 38. Maybe we can do a demo for them. Maybe you can get to try now. Let me get it now.
Okay. But which pad should I use?
Up to you.
Let me get a fresh pad.
Yo man, is this 38? Yes? Cool. John, where are you?
Getting a fresh pad.
Fresh pad, cool. This is 38. Sampak. Okay, you can try it out. Before, let me just quickly answer questions if there's any. IPA, please. John already did IPA. How much better results? What, same pad and compound. Does 38 works better than 46 for Honda finicky paint? More cut than 20 but less sticky like 46. Let me break down this question. 38 works better. I wouldn't say work better in that sense because the users are in control of what kind of results and how much cut you want. So 38 it is geared towards more on what I call finishing, but it's able to cut as well. It has less cut than 48 if you compare it, if you put on the same pad. So 38 has slightly less cut, but when it comes to finishing, it's the champion. More cut than 20. Actually 20 is not that fine. 20 is specifically for soft and finicky paint, but yes, 38 works on soft and hard paint. Give it a try, John, since
Right. So
your superior don't want you to try, but I let you try now, Mai.
I'm gonna do it here. So I'm using same microfiber pad as 46 just now, so we can compare it a bit, I guess. I'm also going to use speed 3 as well. Oh, did I use speed 4 just now?
What's that? Yeah, you used speed 4 just now.
Then I'll use back speed 4.
So just now was 46.
46, microfiber, speed 4.
Okay, let's try it out. Looks good as well. Let me just compare it.
RPA?
Yeah.
Woo! Wow, looks quite good.
Looks quite good as well, being able to finish down, but let's just check. Actually, I can't tell if the camera can actually see. This one has less whitish effect compared to the 46. So look at the contrast of both colors.
So
this is darker in nature compared to here. So this is very whitish. This is a bit more whiter than this, and this one is darker. Can you tell the difference?
I think I need to find an angle.
Yeah, I think you have to stand where the cameraman is. But let's just
let him
right. Capture it.
So 38 gives it more of a pop.
It's more pop because it's
the color is deeper,
geared towards
darker.
finishing. Yeah. So why you get the whitish is probably due to very fine micro cuts that you can't able to tell from your eyes. But yeah,
very slight the haze. Huh?
Yes. This color is definitely deeper.
Yes, it is.
And the lights are much clearer. Okay, if we can compare the lights. Marginal difference, but we are able to spot it with our eyes.
So, in a way, 38 gives a better finishing.
So yeah, CY details. Can the 38 one step for Honda finicky paint? To be honest, I don't know yet whether usually soft paint a bit more challenging to do one step, but it can definitely remove swirls, that's for sure. Whether it's one step or not, we have to try, because even on Honda finicky paint, different models or facelift, their paints are also different. So by the way, we are looking for a Civic FC, because we know the Civic FC have slightly softer paint than the other models like City. So yeah, or perhaps CY you want to try it out when it's available. One step, not guaranteed, but yes, can remove swirls. 38 for second step, quite good. Yes, Zhu, I would agree.
Use it for finishing, right?
Yep. So quick one, guys, just to let you know a few announcements. Number one, if you are not sure why Henry is not here today, he has a baby.
Woo! Go congratulate him!
Of being a father again. And number two, we are still doing a live show next week. Alright? There will still be a live show. We are changing it. Keep the first week of the month free. If you have any questions or about detailing, feel free to ask us. It's free of charge. Can we get the white lights on? I think my eyes are too accustomed to the yellow lights for now. Yeah. So Correct? So guys, today's topic is about combination. So on the earlier part, I've showcased you how do you pair up your pads and your polish. So aggressive pad and aggressive polish, you get very high cut. So moderate abrasive and moderate polishing pad give you moderate cut. And fine abrasive and a soft foam give you a very slight
Light cut.
Right? So I hope this explains. That's how you pair it up, and how do you adjust accordingly is by seeing whether there's undercut, overcut, and such on. So you adjust accordingly. And always remember John, right? We don't start with the most aggressive one. Right?
There's only so much paint to cut, right?
Yes, the car, an actual car, yes.
Yeah.
Unless you have a test bonnet like us. So yep, adjust your cutting accordingly. If you are still not sure, feel free to ask us on our email, on our Facebook about orders. And I hope you enjoyed today's session about Bling Bling combo breaker. Hey, by the way, you guys, any one of you seeing Mortal Kombat or not?
Oh, not yet. I heard it's pretty good.
Yes, combo breaker. Alright, so guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the session.
Thank you.
This is John and I'm Douglas signing off. Bye bye. Hot, hot, hot. Let's get the fan on. Oh.